Before watching this video, please follow EAS North Carolina 19's guidelines on not being a jackass. This includes being mindful of where and how you view this video to avoid disrupting others. The presentation you're about to watch is entirely fictional. Any resemblance to real events, people, or locations is purely coincidental and not intended to reflect real life. Emergency Alert System, EAS, warning. This video contains valid emergency alert system tones. If misused on real EAS equipment or AM radio, these tones could trigger the actual emergency alert system. Unauthorized activations are federal offenses, punishable by fines ranging from $20,000 to $1 million and imprisonment from 6 months to 5 years. EAS North Carolina 19 is not responsible for any misuse. Please don't be reckless. Volume warning. This video contains loud sounds that can cause hearing damage. If you're using headphones or high volume, adjust accordingly. Loud noises may also disturb those with noise sensitivity or neurological conditions like ADHD or autism spectrum disorder. Content warning. The video includes sensitive topics such as strong language, self-harm, war, terrorism, violence, horror, torture, blood, animal cruelty, and death. Viewer discretion is advised, and those sensitive to these topics should consider skipping certain scenes. Photosensitivity warning. This video may include flashing lights that can trigger seizures for those with photosensitive epilepsy. Please proceed with caution if you're affected. Copyright notice. This video is the property of EAS North Carolina 19. Unauthorized reproduction or re-uploading without permission can result in legal action, including a DMCA strike. Respect copyright laws and avoid infringement. By watching this video, you acknowledge these warnings and accept full responsibility for any consequences. EAS North Carolina 19 is not liable for any damages. Please enjoy the video responsibly, and remember, don't be a jackass.
Good evening, Indiana. This is Fox 59 News, bringing you the latest updates from Indianapolis and the surrounding areas. I'm David Cooper, and it's 7:47 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, on May 26, 2026. Let's get right into tonight's headlines, starting with a dramatic night in sports. It's an electrifying evening for basketball fans in Indiana as the Pacers prepare for Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Cleveland Cavaliers. This game, held at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, has the potential to go down in history. The Pacers, who have made their 10th conference finals appearance, previously in 1994, 1995, 1998, 1999, 2000, 2004, 2013, 2014, 2024, and now 2026, are aiming to become the first team in NBA history to come back from a 0-3 series deficit. If they win tonight, they'll advance to the NBA Finals for only the second time in franchise history. Their last finals appearance came in the 1999-2000 season, where they lost in 6 games to the legendary Los Angeles Lakers, led by Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. Tip-off is scheduled for 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and all eyes will be on the Pacers to see if they can defy the odds and rewrite history. Standing in their way is A resilient Cavaliers team, determined to protect their lead. Should the Pacers pull off the win, they'll face the Oklahoma City Thunder, who defeated the Memphis Grizzlies in 5 games, in the 2026 NBA Finals. Game 1 is set for June 1, 2026, at 9 p.m. As someone who's been born and raised in Indy, I'm cautiously hopeful. But let's be honest, we've seen heartbreak before. If the Pacers can avoid choking in a decisive Game 7, we might just be celebrating something extraordinary tonight. Meanwhile, in NFL news, the Indianapolis Colts shook up the league early this morning with a blockbuster trade. At 2:30 a.m., the Colts sent wide receiver Josh Downs to the Minnesota Vikings in exchange for Justin Jefferson, widely regarded as one of the best wide receivers in the league. As a lifelong Colts fan, I can hardly contain my excitement. With Jefferson now joining the offense, Anthony Richardson, the Colts' star quarterback, has a powerful new weapon at his disposal. Combine that with other key players like George Kittle, Nick Chubb, and defensive standout Micah Parsons, and this team is shaping up to be a legitimate contender. After years of struggle, Colts fans finally have something to look forward to. The 2026-2027 NFL season can't come soon enough. And with the Kansas City Chiefs losing their grip on dominance, falling short of the Super Bowl in both the 2024-25 and 2025-26 seasons, the door is open for a new team to rise. I've been saying for years that the Chiefs dynasty wouldn't last, and now it's time for the Colts to make their move. Shifting gears to the automotive world, Dodge made waves today with the announcement that the V8 engine is officially back. After discontinuing its legendary 5.7 Hemi V8, 6.4 Hemi V8, and the 6.2 Hellcat supercharged V8 alongside the Dodge Challenger in 2023, fans thought the V8 era was over. But Dodge CEO Tim Kuniskis, who returned to lead the company in 2025, had other plans. The 2027 Dodge Charger will offer 2 new V8 options, a 6.3 V8, producing over 1,096 horsepower, capable of accelerating from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 1.3 seconds. And a 5.8-liter V8, the standard model, delivering 520 horsepower and reaching 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. But Dodge isn't the only one making moves. Ram announced plans to introduce a 5.8-liter twin-turbo V8 and a massive 7.7 big block V8 producing 500 horsepower later this year. Muscle car enthusiasts have a lot to look forward to, and the return of the V8 is sure to ignite excitement across the automotive world. Now, here's a story that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction. We're receiving reports claiming that the sun, our sun, yes, the same one that's been around for 4.6 billion years, is expected to disappear by Christmas Day 2026. This is almost certainly misinformation. The sun is not going anywhere. Scientists have long stated that the sun still has about 5 billion years left in its lifespan, and any talk of its sudden disappearance is simply not grounded in reality. While we'll continue monitoring these reports to provide clarity, let's not panic. The sun's disappearance would defy every law of physics we know. So, rest assured, your Christmas celebrations are not under threat, at least, not from the sun vanishing. That's all for now, folks. Stay tuned to Fox 59 News for more updates throughout the evening. Good evening, Indianapolis. This is Fox 59 News bringing you the latest coverage. I'm David Cooper, and the time is now 11:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Let's dive right into tonight's top stories. The Indiana Pacers have achieved the impossible. In a jaw-dropping victory over the Cleveland Cavaliers in Game 7, the Pacers completed a comeback from a 0-3 deficit, becoming the first team in NBA history to accomplish this feat in the playoffs. This victory marks their return to the NBA Finals for the first time since the 2000 season, with Game 1 against the Oklahoma City Thunder scheduled for June 1, 2026. Fans are calling this one of the greatest moments in Pacers history, as Indianapolis prepares for a finals showdown that could bring the city its first ever NBA championship. Ram trucks made waves tonight with the announcement of a brand new 7.2-liter Cummins diesel engine, set to debut in the 2027 model year for the Ram 2500 and 3500. This engine promises unparalleled power and towing capabilities, catering to heavy-duty truck enthusiasts. Other highlights for Ram's 2027 lineup include 7.7-liter V8, exclusive to the Ram 2500 and 3500. 5.8-liter V8 for the Ram 1500, bringing more power to their flagship light-duty truck. Returning options for the Ram 1500 include the trusted 3.6-liter Pent Asta V6 and the 3.0-liter Hurricane Inline 6, which was introduced in 2025. Chevrolet Camaro returns, but Mustang to end production. Exciting news from Chevrolet, the Camaro is making a comeback. After the discontinuation of its sixth generation in 2024. Chevrolet has announced that the seventh-generation Camaro will arrive in early 2029, marking the third revival of this iconic muscle car. Fans of American muscle can look forward to a new era of high-performance design. However, it's a bittersweet night for the muscle car world. Ford has officially confirmed that Mustang production will end after the 2029 model year, signaling the end of an era for the legendary pony car. While the Camaro is making a triumphant return, Ford fans are grappling with the news of Mustang's impending departure from the roads. A bizarre rumor has gone viral claiming that the sun will disappear on Christmas Day 2026. NASA has issued an official statement to set the record straight. Let's clear up the confusion. The sun is not disappearing on Christmas Day 2026, or any other day in the near future. The sun is a stable star that has been shining for over 4.5 billion years and will continue to do so for at least 5 billion more years before it gradually transitions into its next phase as a red giant. Claims of the sun vanishing overnight are completely false and not supported by any scientific evidence. NASA emphasizes that stars like the sun do not vanish overnight. Instead, they evolve over billions of years. Humanity can rest assured that sunlight is here to stay for the foreseeable future. As NASA reminds us, always fact-check before spreading misinformation. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more updates, and as always, thanks for choosing us to keep you informed. Good night.
Good evening, Little Rock. This is KATV News, also known as ABC 7. It is December 19, 2026. This is James Bowers reporting. First, some exciting news for truck enthusiasts. The highly anticipated 2027 Ram 2500 and 3500 models are officially available for purchase. These trucks come with an impressive lineup of new features, including the 7.2-liter Cummins diesel for the 2500 and 3500, as well as the 5.8-liter V8 for the Ram 1500. With heavy-duty capabilities and a commitment to performance, these trucks are expected to dominate the roads in the coming year. Ram Trucks also introduced their new 7.7-liter V8 engine for the heavy-duty models, providing unmatched towing power. If you're in the market for a new truck, these Ram models are definitely worth checking out. In a bizarre turn of events, rumors are once again circulating that the sun will disappear on Christmas Day 2026. This wild claim has spread like wildfire across social media and has made its way to some major news outlets, including CNN, NBC News, ABC News, Sky News, Daily Mail, and The Guardian. The viral rumor suggests that the sun will mysteriously vanish from the sky, sparking confusion and panic around the world. But hold on, NASA has once again stepped forward to address the concern. Despite the flood of coverage from various outlets, the NASA spokesperson remains firm, reiterating that the sun will not disappear anytime soon. The sun is a stable star, and there is no scientific basis for the rumors suggesting it will vanish overnight. It has been shining for over 4.6 billion years and will continue to do so for at least 5 billion more. Claims of its disappearance are entirely false, and there is no cause for alarm. So, why the sudden resurgence of this bizarre rumor? Experts suggest that it may be the result of some misunderstanding of astronomical phenomena or even deliberate misinformation intended to stir fear. Regardless, there is no reason to believe that the sun is going anywhere anytime soon. Rest assured, NASA has confirmed the sun's safety, no need to panic. However, the ongoing attention this story is getting from major news outlets has raised some questions. Is there something more to this, or is it just another example of viral misinformation taking hold? We still have billions of years of sunlight ahead. That's all for tonight's top stories. Stay informed and stay safe. This is James Bowers with KATV News, ABC 7 in Little Rock. Have a good evening.
The following message is transmitted by the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the U.S. National Guard. Massive rioting, looting, and civil unrest continue to unfold across several major cities throughout the United States. These cities include, but are not limited to, in California, Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego, San Jose, Oakland, Anaheim. In Arizona, Phoenix, Glendale. In New York, New York City, Buffalo, Rochester. In Illinois, Chicago. In Indiana, Indianapolis. In Texas, Houston, San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth. In Florida, Miami, Orlando, Jacksonville, Tampa. In Tennessee, Memphis, Knoxville, Nashville. In Arkansas, Little Rock. In Georgia, Atlanta. In South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, Charleston, Columbia, Spartanburg, Summerville. In North Carolina, Raleigh, Durham, Charlotte, Fayetteville, Goldsboro, Greensboro. In Missouri, St. Louis, Kansas City. In Massachusetts, Boston, Salem. In Maryland, Baltimore, Annapolis, and in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, and Pittsburgh. These riots have caused significant damage to property, resulted in numerous casualties and injuries, and have led to widespread fires being started in urban areas. Reports indicate that rioters are hoarding supplies such as food, water, beverages, hand sanitizers, and other essentials from grocery and convenience stores, leaving shelves empty and causing fear and chaos among residents. The catalyst for these riots appears to be unsubstantiated rumors claiming the world will end 2 weeks from today, on December 31, 2026, due to the sun allegedly disappearing on Christmas Day, December 25, 2026. These rumors are entirely false. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, has confirmed that the sun will not disappear and remains stable, with an expected lifespan of another 5 billion years before transitioning into a red giant. While these claims have been widely debunked by scientists and authorities, panic and misinformation have spread, causing individuals to act irrationally and unlawfully. As a precaution, police departments and National Guard units have been deployed in affected cities to restore order and protect citizens and property. Residents in these areas are strongly advised to remain indoors. Lock all doors and windows and ensure your safety. Avoid any engagement with rioters, as they are reported to be armed and dangerous. Many are carrying firearms, including handguns and assault rifles. If a rioter enters your home, you are advised to defend yourself and your family using appropriate means, including deadly force if necessary. However, avoid confrontation whenever possible and prioritize seeking safety. Do not participate in these riots. I repeat, do not participate in these riots. Any individual participating in these acts of violence and destruction will face arrest, criminal charges, and prosecution to the fullest extent of the law. Law enforcement will show zero tolerance for those contributing to this chaos. Also, do not panic. While these rumors have caused widespread fear, there is no evidence to support claims about the sun disappearing or the end of the world. Also, panicking will only worsen the situation and increase the risk of harm to yourself and others. Remain calm, stay informed, and rely on official news sources for updates. Stay tuned to local news outlets and emergency broadcasts for further information as this situation develops.
The following is a CNN special report.
Good evening. This is Matthew Cooper with CNN, and tonight we are continuing our coverage of the chaos gripping the nation. I'm going to be honest with you, what we are witnessing right now is unlike anything we've seen in modern history. Cities across the country are burning, communities are being torn apart, and all of this, over nothing but a lie that the sun is going to disappear. A claim that has been debunked by every scientist and credible institution imaginable. Yet here we are, in a self-inflicted nightmare. You know what? I'm going off script. I don't care if I get fired for this, someone needs to say it, and say it plainly. To everyone out there rioting, looting, and destroying your own communities, stop this shit. Seriously. Just stop. What are you doing? What are you hoping to accomplish? You're fighting over nothing. You're causing injuries, deaths, and destruction because you've bought into a ridiculous, baseless rumor, and while you're out there smashing windows, stealing from stores, and lighting fires, you're hurting the very people you live next to, your neighbors, your friends, your families. For what? To prepare for something that isn't going to happen? I get it. I understand fear. I understand that people are scared because they don't know what's true anymore. But that doesn't give you the right to act like this. You're better than this, or at least, I thought we were better than this as a country. If you don't believe me, fine. Don't believe CNN, don't believe FEMA, don't believe NASA, don't believe the government. But at least take a moment to ask yourself, does this behavior solve anything? Does stealing food, water, and electronics from your local store make the sun magically reappear? Does attacking your own community make you feel safer? Because let me tell you, it doesn't. It never will. Here's what you need to do. Stop. Go home. Hug your families. Call your friends. Go back to your daily lives, because nothing is going to happen. The sun isn't disappearing. The world isn't ending. You're ruining lives, including your own, over nothing but fear. And if you think this kind of chaos will somehow protect you, you're wrong. All you're doing is tearing apart the very fabric of what holds us together as a society. Look, I don't want to sound like I'm scolding anyone, but at some point, someone has to stand up and say, enough. Enough with the fear-mongering. Enough with the destruction. Enough with tearing each other apart because we're scared. The only thing we have to fear right now is the damage we're doing to ourselves. So yeah, Maybe I'll get a call after this broadcast. Maybe I'll lose my job. But if that's the price of being honest with you, so be it. Because someone needed to say it. Go home. Take care of each other, and stop this madness before it's too late. Alright, now I'm about to grab a drink of water. So yeah. We now go to my correspondent, Tom Hamptage, who is live in downtown Philly. Take it away, Tom.
Thank you, Matthew. I hope you managed to get a well-deserved drink of water after that impassioned statement. I was listening to every word you said, and let me tell you, I couldn't agree more. What you said needed to be said. And now, here on the ground, live in downtown Philadelphia, it's a first-hand look at the chaos you were describing. Thousands of people are roaming the streets, going absolutely insane. Fires are burning out of control, windows are shattered, and the sound of sirens is constant. Emergency responders are stretched thin, and police officers, along with the National Guard, are struggling to maintain order. This isn't just happening here in Philly. It's happening across the country. Los Angeles, New York City, Chicago, Miami, Atlanta, Houston, San Francisco, and so many more. The list of cities affected is almost endless, and the destruction is staggering. This is what happens when misinformation spreads like wildfire on social media and the internet. This all stems from the ridiculous, baseless claim that the sun is going to disappear on Christmas Day. A claim that every scientist, including NASA, has dismissed as nonsense. To everyone out there participating in these riots, what are you doing? This isn't the way to protect yourself or prepare for some imaginary apocalypse. All you're doing is destroying your own neighborhoods, endangering lives, and making things worse for everyone around you. And for what? For a lie? A baseless rumor that has no foundation in reality? President Donald Trump has issued a statement on Twitter addressing the riots, and it's as direct as you might expect. Here's what he said: "What we are witnessing in cities across our great country is an absolute disgrace and cannot be allowed to continue. The riots, looting, and chaos in places like Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, and so many others are completely unacceptable and are destroying the very communities these people live in. All of this insanity is based on fake news and lies about the sun disappearing on Christmas Day. It's absolutely ridiculous, and scientists, including NASA, have confirmed that this is not happening. The sun is not going anywhere, but what is disappearing are the businesses, homes, and livelihoods being destroyed by these rioters." The president goes on to say, "Let me be clear, law and order must be restored immediately. The National Guard and local police are doing their best, but it's time for everyone to take a stand against this madness. If you're participating in these riots, go home. You're not helping anyone, you're only hurting innocent people and tearing apart your own communities. If you continue this destruction, you will be arrested, and you will face the full extent of the law." To all the great Americans out there watching this chaos unfold, stay calm, stay safe, and do not let fear or fake news control you. We are a strong nation, but this behavior is unacceptable and cannot be tolerated. It's time to stop the madness, rebuild, and get back to our daily lives. We must come together as a nation, now. Make America safe again. Love him or hate him, he's absolutely right. This chaos isn't helping anyone. Hundreds of arrests have already been made across the country, and these rioters are facing serious charges: assault, theft, arson, vandalism, disorderly conduct, and more. The message is clear: if you're out here participating in this madness, go home. Because if you don't, you risk getting arrested or worse. The National Guard is armed and prepared to use force to stop this unrest. And to everyone watching this from the safety of your homes, stay there. Protect your families. Lock your doors and windows. These rioters are dangerous, and the streets are not safe. But most importantly, don't panic. There is no evidence, absolutely none, that the sun is going to disappear on Christmas Day. NASA has confirmed that this is a hoax, and the sun will be shining just as brightly as it has for the past 4.6 billion years. Let me leave you with this: fear is what's fueling this chaos. Fear is what's tearing this country apart right now. But fear only wins if we let it. It's time to stop, take a deep breath, and trust in the facts. Stay calm. Stay safe. And for the love of everything, let's stop destroying our own communities over nothing but lies.
celebrating the holidays.
On 97.1 Wash FM, Washington's official Christmas station.
Presented by National Lutheran Communities and Services.
97.1 WASHFM, Washington.
And
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening, a beautiful sight. We're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is a new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man, but you can do the job when you're in town. Later on we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we've made, walking in a winter wonderland.
Sleigh bells ring,
Are you listening?
in the lane.
Snow is glistening, a beautiful sight. We're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland.
Gone away is the bluebird.
The following message is transmitted by the request of the United States Government, National Aeronautics and Space Administration, and the Federal Emergency Management Agency. This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. It has been confirmed by several major news outlets, government officials, and NASA that the alarming reports regarding the sun's disappearance, initially dismissed as false in May 2026, are now confirmed to be true. Our shining bright star is expected to vanish permanently on Christmas Day, Friday, December 25, 2026. According to a detailed report published by CNN and corroborated by NASA, here is what you need to know about the events to come. On Friday, December 25, the sun is projected to disappear from the sky at approximately 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Since sunlight takes roughly 8 minutes to reach Earth, we will begin experiencing complete and total darkness 9 minutes, or at 9:23, after the sun disappears, plunging the entire world into an unprecedented, pitch-black environment. While this is an unprecedented global crisis, it is important not to panic. The disappearance of the sun will not immediately result in the extinction of all life. Scientists estimate that humanity will have approximately 5 to 6 days of survivable surface conditions before temperatures drop to levels that make the Earth's surface uninhabitable. This means that by December 31, 2026, or January 1, 2027, the Earth's surface will become unlivable. As of today, December 20, 2026, we have roughly 11 to 12 days before the world as we know it will come to an end. This includes 5 days until the sun vanishes forever, and an additional 5 to 6 days before the extreme cold renders survival impossible. Now is the time to begin stockpiling essential supplies, including food, water, warm clothing, blankets, batteries, and medical supplies, and focus on items that can sustain you and your loved ones for the next 12 days. If you have access to an underground shelter or bunker, begin preparing it for habitation. If you do not have an underground shelter, a basement or other insulated space in your home can serve as a temporary alternative. Do not panic. Panicking will only worsen the situation for yourself and those around you. Remaining calm and focused will give you the best chance of surviving these critical days. When the sun disappears, expect the following: the disappearance of the sun will lead to complete and total darkness. Be prepared with flashlights, lanterns, or other light sources to navigate. Temperature drops. Without sunlight, global temperatures will begin to plummet rapidly. Dress in layers and ensure you have sufficient heat sources if possible. It is likely that power grids will fail as temperatures drop and demand spikes. Be ready for long-term power outages. Widespread panic, resource shortages, and possible looting may occur. Stay indoors and prioritize your safety. Tune into local news outlets for more information on this dangerous situation.
Good morning. This is NBC News with a special report. It's 9:23 a.m. Eastern Time, and we're now living in a world without the sun. For the first time in human history, daylight has vanished from our planet. This is not a science fiction story, it is our new reality. As we face this unprecedented crisis, I want to reiterate, life will continue for a short period of time. Temperatures will not plummet instantly. The Earth's atmosphere and oceans will retain heat for the next 12 to 24 hours, but this is only temporary. Experts estimate that by New Year's Day, January 1, 2027, surface temperatures will drop to levels no longer survivable for humans. The clock is ticking. Despite the enormity of this event, there's something strangely poignant happening right now. Around the globe, in cities large and small, Christmas lights are coming on, piercing through that darkness. Here in the United States, New York City's Times Square glows brighter than ever. Chicago's skyline is illuminated in vibrant holiday colors. In Miami, palm trees are wrapped in festive lights, their glow reflecting off the now dark ocean. Across the world, Paris' Eiffel Tower is a beacon of light against the pitch-black sky. Tokyo streets are awash in neon brilliance, and Mexico City shines with vibrant holiday decorations. Even as we confront the unimaginable, humanity is showing its resilience through these simple acts of beauty and hope. This is a moment to reflect not just on what we've lost, but on what we still have. Communities across the globe are coming together in ways we've never seen before. People are sharing supplies, opening their homes, and ensuring that no one faces this crisis alone. But we must also be realistic. This is a time for action. If you have not yet prepared, you must do so now. Move to an underground space, a basement, or any insulated area you can use to retain heat. Food, water, blankets, and anything that can keep you and your loved ones warm in the days ahead. Finally, as you look out at the lights glowing across the world, remember that humanity has always found a way to endure, even in the face of impossible odds. Let these lights remind us of what we're fighting for: our families, our communities, and the future of our species. This Christmas may be our darkest, but it is also a reminder of what makes us human, our ability to come together, to create light in the darkness, and to find hope even in the face of the unknown. Stay safe. Stay strong. We will continue to bring you updates as this global crisis unfolds.
Winter storm warning in effect from 12 a.m. Saturday until further notice. The National Weather Service in Greenville-Spartanburg has issued a winter storm warning for a vast portion of the southeastern United States, effective 12 a.m. Saturday until further notice. This warning encompasses an extensive area, as the region prepares for a historic and catastrophic winter storm following the disappearance of the sun earlier today. The National Weather Service has issued a winter storm warning for the entirety of North Carolina, South Carolina, Central Georgia, Southern Virginia, Eastern Tennessee, Central Kentucky, extreme northeastern West Virginia, and extreme southeastern Maryland. What to expect: total snow and sleet accumulations of up to 19 inches. Ice accumulations of up to 10 inches in some areas. Wind. Strong winds are expected to accompany the storm, further intensifying hazardous conditions. Winds could lead to blowing and drifting snow, significantly reducing visibility and making travel dangerous or impossible. Hazards. Expect widespread power outages due to heavy ice buildup on power lines and equipment. Tree branches will likely snap under the combined weight of ice and snow, creating additional hazards. Falling branches could damage homes, vehicles, and infrastructure. Roads will become impassable, driving will be impossible, and emergency response efforts may be delayed due to blocked roadways. Visibility will be reduced to near zero at times due to heavy snowfall and blowing snow. Where? Most of South Carolina, most of North Carolina, central Georgia, southern Virginia, eastern Tennessee, central Kentucky, extreme northeastern West Virginia, and extreme southeastern Maryland. Timing. The winter storm warning is in effect from 12 a.m. Saturday until further notice. Snow, sleet, and ice will begin to fall early Saturday morning and will intensify rapidly throughout the day. These conditions are directly linked to the disappearance of the sun, which occurred at approximately 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time today. Temperatures are expected to drop significantly over the next 12 to 24 hours, worsening the impact of the storm. Additional details. Scientists and meteorologists confirm that the sudden loss of solar energy is accelerating the development of extreme weather patterns, including this winter storm. Atmospheric heat is rapidly dissipating, causing widespread destabilization of weather systems. While it is difficult to predict the storm's exact duration, experts warn that worsening conditions are inevitable by New Year's Day 2027. Global surface temperatures are expected to reach levels that are no longer survivable, making the storm part of a larger, planet-wide emergency. This combination of severe cold and heavy precipitation is unprecedented, and the impacts will be felt for the remainder of humanity's final days. A winter storm warning is issued when a dangerous combination of hazardous winter weather conditions is either occurring or imminent. Hazardous winter weather is defined as 5 inches or more of snow sleet within a 12-hour period, or 7 inches or more of snow sleet within a 24-hour period. Strong winds accompanying the precipitation, creating blowing snow and dangerous wind chills. Stay indoors. Do not attempt to travel during the storm. Roads will become treacherous and impassable. Ensure you have enough food, water, medications, blankets, and other essentials to last for an extended period. Use battery-powered lights or candles for illumination. Have extra batteries on hand for flashlights and radios. Avoid using outdoor heaters or grills indoors due to carbon monoxide risks. Close off unused rooms to conserve heat. Use towels or blankets to seal gaps under doors and around windows. Avoid falling trees and branches. Stay away from areas with heavy tree cover. Falling branches could pose significant risks to safety. Reporting conditions. Residents are encouraged to report snow or ice accumulations to the National Weather Service in Charlotte. Call toll-free at 864-848-3859 and leave a message with your observation, including the type and depth of precipitation in your location. What to expect in the coming hours. The storm will begin as a mix of snow, sleet, and freezing rain late tonight, intensifying rapidly throughout Saturday. As temperatures continue to plummet due to the sun's disappearance, the precipitation will freeze solid, creating a layer of dangerous ice beneath the heavy snow. Travel will be completely impossible in most areas by Saturday morning, and power outages will likely extend for days or longer. This is not a normal winter storm. It is a symptom of the broader catastrophic event caused by the sun's disappearance earlier today. The loss of solar energy has triggered a rapid destabilization of the atmosphere, plunging Earth into unprecedented cold and darkness. Prepare immediately for conditions that will worsen over the coming days. Stay tuned to local news outlets for updated forecasts and survival tips. Remember that emergency services may become overwhelmed. Take every precaution to ensure your own safety. The National Weather Service has issued both a winter storm warning and an ice storm warning for northern and central Virginia, effective early Saturday morning. These warnings are being issued in response to an extreme and unprecedented weather event triggered by the disappearance of the sun earlier today. Winter storm warning effective from 12 a.m. Saturday until further notice. Total snow and sleet accumulations of up to 15 inches. Hazards. Accompanying strong winds, worsening conditions. Ice storm warning effective from 3 a.m. Saturday until further notice. Hazards. Ice accumulations of up to 6 inches, creating extremely dangerous conditions. What? Heavy snow, sleet, and ice will result in impossible travel conditions. Roads will become impassable due to the accumulation of snow and ice, making transportation hazardous or impossible. Tree damage and power outages are expected, with significant risk of falling branches due to the weight of the ice. Dangerous cold temperatures will lead to frostbite on exposed skin within 15 minutes. Timing. Snow and sleet will begin after midnight and intensify during the early morning hours on Saturday. Ice accumulation will increase rapidly after 3 a.m., further compounding the already hazardous conditions. Additional details. The combination of snow, sleet, and ice is directly tied to the disappearance of the sun earlier today, which has initiated a rapid drop in global temperatures. The loss of solar energy is causing atmospheric destabilization, resulting in extreme weather patterns and dangerously cold conditions. Temperatures are expected to drop even further over the next 12 to 24 hours, leading to conditions that may be life-threatening. By New Year's Day 2027, temperatures on Earth's surface are expected to become entirely unsustainable for human survival. Travel will be impossible. Roads will be coated with ice and heavy snow, making driving too dangerous. Expect significant reductions in visibility, especially during periods of heavy snowfall and wind. Ice accumulation will likely cause extensive power outages, leaving homes without heat and electricity. Tree branches and power lines may collapse under the weight of the ice, posing additional hazards. Frostbite can occur on exposed skin within 15 minutes. Prepare to shelter in insulated and heated areas. A winter storm warning is issued when a significant combination of hazardous winter weather is either occurring or imminent. This includes 5 inches or more of snow sleet within 12 hours or 7 inches or more within 24 hours. Accompanying strong winds, blowing snow, and freezing conditions. An ice warning is issued when significant ice accumulation is expected or occurring. Hazardous conditions may result from ice buildup of 0-25 inches or more, causing power outages and making travel impossible. Increased risks of falling trees, branches, and power lines. Where? Most of northern and central Virginia. These cities include, in northern Virginia, Alexandria, Arlington, Fairfax, Leesburg, Falls Church, Woodbridge, and Manassas. And in central Virginia, Richmond, Charlottesville, Staunton, Harrisonburg, Fredericksburg, and Lynchburg. The disappearance of the sun has triggered unprecedented and extreme weather events, including this winter storm. As the planet continues to lose heat, conditions will worsen over the coming days, and further severe weather warnings may be issued.
Following message is transmitted by the request of the Arkansas Department of Emergency Management. A civil danger warning is in effect for Pulaski County, including the city of Little Rock, as conditions continue to deteriorate rapidly due to the catastrophic cold and severe winter weather following the disappearance of the sun. Widespread reports of treacherous driving conditions have been received throughout Pulaski County. These conditions are caused by ice patches, blizzard-like winds, and near-zero visibility. Numerous fatalities and injuries have already been reported due to these hazardous conditions. Reports indicate that many buildings, vehicles, and homes have been frozen shut due to rapidly dropping temperatures and heavy ice accumulations. Several individuals have been trapped inside their homes, businesses, or vehicles, unable to escape the ice boxes forming around them. Emergency crews have been working to rescue these individuals by thawing them out, but these efforts are slow and dangerous in the current conditions. Temperatures have continued to plummet, creating a life-threatening environment. Prolonged exposure to the outdoors or unheated spaces is likely to result in frostbite, hypothermia, or death. Roads throughout the region are impassable, and travel is strongly discouraged. Ice accumulation and blizzard-like winds make it nearly impossible for vehicles to operate safely. If you are in Pulaski County or the surrounding area, follow these instructions to ensure your safety. Do not attempt to travel under any circumstances. Roads are treacherous, and rescue services may not be able to reach you. Remain in underground shelters, basements, or the warmest part of your home. Seal off unused rooms to conserve heat. Use blankets or towels to cover windows and door gaps. Use heaters safely, ensuring proper ventilation to avoid carbon monoxide poisoning. Gather essentials. Immediately collect the following items: food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a flashlight, some form of heating, and a battery-operated radio to stay informed on this life-threatening event. Check on neighbors or family members if it is safe to do so, especially the elderly or those with mobility issues. Do not attempt to travel. Even short distances may result in life-threatening conditions due to ice, cold, and limited visibility. Do not stay in unheated vehicles or spaces. If you are stranded, prioritize finding a heat source immediately. Do not use outdoor heating equipment indoors. This includes grills or gas heaters, which produce deadly carbon monoxide. Conditions in Pulaski County will remain extremely dangerous for the foreseeable future. Temperatures will continue to drop, making survival without proper shelter and preparation increasingly difficult. Emergency services are overwhelmed, and delays are expected in reaching those in need. Stay tuned to this station for updates and additional instructions as this life-threatening event unfolds. The following message is transmitted by the request of the Spokane Police Department. An unprecedented and life-threatening situation is unfolding in the Spokane area, as well as across the state of Washington. Extreme and widespread temperature drops have created catastrophic conditions, resulting in rapid freezing and widespread fatalities. A rapid and severe drop in temperatures has caused widespread deep freezes throughout the state of Washington. These widespread temperature drops and deep freezes are occurring from as far south as Marshall, as far east as Seattle, to as far north as the Canadian province of Alberta. Temperatures are well below freezing, with wind chills reaching life-threatening levels. Numerous reports have been received of people freezing to death and then turning into statue-like frozen figures. Exposure to the outdoors for even a few minutes is likely to result in severe frostbite, hypothermia, and death. Buildings, vehicles, and homes are becoming encased in thick layers of ice, trapping individuals. Ice layers are reported to be over 12 inches thick in some areas, and continue to grow. Rescue attempts by thawing trapped individuals are proving ineffective due to the thickness of the ice and ongoing freezing conditions. Roads are completely impassable, with ice and snow making travel impossible across the affected areas. Emergency services are struggling to respond due to the treacherous conditions. These catastrophic temperature drops are directly linked to the permanent disappearance of the sun, which occurred on December 25, 2026, at 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Without solar heat, the planet has begun to lose surface warmth, plunging many regions into an uninhabitable deep freeze. Due to the seriousness of the situation at hand, all residents residing on the northernmost portion of the planet must try to persevere heating to the best of their ability, and are strongly advised not to go outside for any circumstances, as you will not last long in these dangerous low and below freezing temperatures. Traveling in these portions of the planet are impossible, as the roads are extremely treacherous and are completely impassable. Tune into local news outlets for updated information and emergency alerts. Be prepared for conditions to worsen over the coming days as temperatures continue to drop and ice accumulations grow.
Good afternoon, even though it remains completely dark outside. I am Dave King, and today is December 29, 2026. The time is currently 12:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the temperature here in Pittsburgh has dropped to a staggering minus 95 degrees Fahrenheit. That's nearly 100 degrees below zero, and the situation seems to be worsening with each passing hour. The disappearance of the sun, which occurred just 4 days ago on Christmas Day, December 25th, has triggered catastrophic temperature drops across the globe. Here in Pittsburgh and across the United States, we are witnessing unprecedented deep freezes that are leaving entire communities in peril. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, has confirmed that there is nothing that can be done to restore the sun, and they have issued an official statement: the sun has vanished permanently. This marks the beginning of a devastating, irreversible event for Earth. With no sun to provide warmth, the northern regions of our planet are freezing over at an alarming rate. Temperatures are continuing to plummet, and rescue efforts are becoming increasingly futile. Many people are becoming trapped inside their homes, vehicles, or other buildings of thick layers of ice-encased structures. The Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency has reported that their ability to assist those in need is becoming severely limited. Emergency crews are struggling to keep up with the volume of incidents, and worsening conditions are making it nearly impossible to reach those in distress. Even here in the WTAE station, we are starting to feel the effects of the extreme cold. The temperature inside the station is dropping steadily, and I may need to retreat to our underground shelter in the basement shortly. Despite these challenges, we will continue to bring you updates on this dangerous and unprecedented crisis for as long as we are able. At this time, a new civil danger warning has been issued for the entire state of Pennsylvania. Please stand by as we bring you the details of this emergency alert. This is a moment unlike any other in human history. The sun is gone, and temperatures are becoming uninhabitable in large portions of the planet. We urge everyone listening to stay indoors, preserve heat, and avoid travel under any circumstances. I'm Dave King, reporting for WTAE News, ABC4. We will return shortly with further information. Stay safe, stay warm, and stay tuned to this station for updates on this dire situation.
Civil danger for the entire state of Pennsylvania. The following message is transmitted by the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. A civil danger warning is in effect for the entire state of Pennsylvania due to extreme and worsening conditions caused by the disappearance of the sun. Temperatures across Pennsylvania have plummeted to minus 145 degrees Fahrenheit, creating conditions that are immediately life-threatening. Exposure to the outdoors will result in instant freezing, with numerous reports of individuals freezing solid where they stand. People attempting to flee to safety have been seen freezing into statue-like figures on the streets, unable to reach shelter in time. Reports indicate that heating systems in homes and buildings are starting to fail due to the extreme cold. Even individuals huddling near their heating systems have been observed freezing solid as the systems struggle to maintain functionality and begin to burn out. Emergency responders and 9-1-1 dispatchers are unable to handle the sheer volume of calls. Rescue efforts are becoming nearly impossible as ice and temperatures render vehicles inoperable and responders at risk of freezing themselves. These catastrophic conditions are a direct result of the disappearance of the sun, which occurred on December 25, 2026. Without solar heat, the planet's surface temperatures continue to drop, making survival increasingly difficult, if not impossible, in most areas. Do not attempt to go outside for any reason. Exposure to these temperatures will result in immediate frostbite, hypothermia, and death. Conserve heat by sealing off unused rooms and insulating windows and doors with blankets, towels, or other materials. to close off any gaps. Use emergency heat sources safely and sparingly, ensuring proper ventilation to avoid carbon monoxide poisoning. Stockpile food, water, and warm clothing to last several days or longer. Make sure you have a battery-operated radio to receive updates as communications may be disrupted. Do not go outside. The temperatures and wind chills are so extreme that survival outdoors isn't possible. Do not attempt travel, roads are impassable, and vehicles will freeze or become inoperable. Do not rely on failing heating systems alone. Prepare backup options such as insulated spaces or emergency heat sources. FEMA and local emergency services will continue to provide updates as long as conditions allow. However, communication systems may fail as the cold deepens. All residents of Pennsylvania, the United States, and the rest of the world are advised to stay indoors and conserve heat to the best of their ability. Stay tuned to your local news outlets or emergency broadcast station for further updates. This message will repeat in 3 minutes.
The following message is transmitted by the request of the United States government. Reports indicate that deep freezes are now spreading farther south than previously anticipated. These extreme temperature drops have reached areas as far south as Jacksonville, North Carolina. These temperature drops are expected to continue advancing in the coming days. This unprecedented global event, caused by the permanent disappearance of the sun on December 25, 2026, is resulting in progressively worsening conditions. Experts predict that, based on current trends in temperature drops, northern regions such as Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and Juneau, Alaska, will soon become completely lifeless, with entire areas freezing solid. The deep freeze will continue expanding, making survival increasingly difficult even in regions farther south. All residents must remain indoors to avoid exposure to the dangerously low temperatures. Stepping outside for even a moment can result in instant freezing. Seal off unused rooms to conserve heat. Insulate windows and doors with blankets, towels, or other materials to prevent heat loss and to close off any gaps. Stockpile essentials. Prepare for long-term isolation by gathering at least several months' worth of essentials, including food, clean water, warm clothing, bedding, medical essentials, first aid supplies, and a battery-operated radio to stay informed. Do not attempt to travel, as roads are extremely treacherous and completely impassable in many areas due to ice and extreme conditions. Attempting to travel will likely result in being stranded and freezing to death. Avoid outdoor exposure. Temperatures are so low that even brief exposure outside will result in immediate frostbite, hypothermia, and death. The situation is expected to continue deteriorating, with southern areas progressively experiencing deep freezes in the coming days. Rescue and recovery efforts are becoming increasingly ineffective in northern regions as ice thickness and temperatures make operations nearly impossible. Stay tuned to this station for updates from the United States government, as well as information from your local and state officials.
We interrupt our regular programming. This is a national emergency. Important instructions will follow.
The following message is transmitted by the request of the President of the United States, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, and the United States government. This is not a test. Repeating, this is not a test. Please pay close attention to this alert, as it contains critical and devastating information about the future of our planet and the human race. A global emergency has now been declared for the entire planet Earth due to the catastrophic and irreversible effects of the sun's disappearance, which occurred exactly 1 week ago on December 25th, 2026, at 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. At 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Humanity is facing an unprecedented crisis, and this message may be one of the final communications transmitted across the planet. Since the sun vanished, global temperatures have continued to plummet at an increasingly alarming rate. Reports from across the globe confirm that temperatures now range between -300 degrees and -900 degrees in many regions. The northern hemisphere has already succumbed to complete freezing, with widespread loss of life as humanity struggles to survive the extreme cold. Entire cities, states, and countries have been turned into frozen wastelands. Cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, Houston, Las Vegas, New York, Dallas, San Antonio, Tokyo, London, Melbourne, Beijing, Moscow, and Paris are now silent, lifeless, and covered under miles of ice and snow. The world's oceans have solidified entirely, freezing marine ecosystems in place. Lakes and rivers have turned to solid ice, cutting off water supplies, and eliminating any chance of survival. The power grid in most parts of the world has failed entirely, leaving billions without heat, electricity, or communication. Reports of widespread blackouts have come from major population centers, including the United States, South America, Europe, Asia, and Africa. NASA has confirmed the cause of the sun's disappearance, a quantum tunneling event. A quantum tunneling event is a phenomenon where particles pass through energy barriers under extremely high and unlikely conditions. On a cosmic scale, this event involved the sun's entire mass vanishing in an instant, a process that scientists once believed to be impossible. NASA has officially stated that the sun is gone forever. There is no possibility of reversing this event or restoring the sun. This marks the permanent end of the sun's presence in our solar system, and with it, the end of our life on Earth. People caught outdoors in these conditions are freezing solid within seconds, their bodies turning into statues of ice. Attempts to escape the cold have proven futile, with individuals freezing to death even inside their homes and shelters as temperatures fall below survivable limits. In major cities across the globe, cries for help have gone silent as deep freezes claimed the lives of millions. Entire families have been found frozen together in their homes, unable to withstand the plummeting temperatures. Fireworks, launched in a final attempt to celebrate the New Year's Eve, have frozen in midair, their explosions silenced by the frigid atmosphere. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration, alongside world government officials, has issued the grim conclusion humanity will not survive into 2027. At this time, there is no further action that can be taken to mitigate the effects of this catastrophic event. The United States government, in coordination with global leaders, advises the following: gather with your loved ones, spend your final hours with family, friends, and loved ones, hold on to one another, and reflect on cherished memories of your lives together. Seek comfort and unity, and love during these final moments. Those who find solace in faith are encouraged to pray for peace, strength, and salvation. As your mind grows open to eternal life, we share the words of John 3:16. For God so loved the world, that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have eternal life. If you have a source of heat, keep it running for as long as possible. Do not attempt to travel, as roads are impassable, and exposure to the outside air will result in instant freezing. Though the end has come, humanity has left behind a rich legacy of art, culture, and knowledge. Reflect on the beauty of our existence and the achievements of mankind. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration, alongside the world's leading scientists and government officials, confirms that the Earth will become completely uninhabitable within hours. Temperatures are expected to reach absolute zero, eliminating all remaining life on the planet. This message marks the final broadcast of the emergency alert system. There will not be any further updates, as all systems are failing rapidly. The U.S. national anthem will not play following this alert, due to the loss of power. The United States government thanks all citizens for their strength, resilience, and unity in these final moments. May you find peace, comfort, and love as we face the end together. Goodbye, and may God bless you all.